Today on Straight from the Trenches, why would anyone want to hack a dental office? So welcome to Straight from the Trenches. No polished studio, no fancy production, just real talk from someone who's seen a few things and lived to tell the story. If you're looking for perfect, you're in the wrong place. But if you want honest, practical, and sometimes slightly chaotic insights from the front lines, well, you're exactly where you need to be. I'm Anne Genge, and I help healthcare organizations protect patient information, make sense of privacy, AI, and cybersecurity without all the jargon. So, as they say, let's get into it. So today I want to answer a question that people ask me all the time, and that is, really, why would anyone want to hack a dental office? And that's a really fair question. I think most people don't think that hackers would care, and they think that they're after banks, governments, or giant corporations, and just not your family dentist. But here's the thing. A dental practice is a goldmine of information. If you think about everything your dentist knows about you, they have your full name, address, phone number, email, date of birth, insurance information, your payment details, health history, medications, emergency contacts, and so on. And then, if you think about all the secret stuff or kind of sensitive information that's in our health histories alone, that's a little alarming to think that a hacker might put that out there for public consumption. And so also, if you can imagine that someone, can easily just put that all together into one file, then that's incredibly valuable. And in fact, it can be worth more to a criminal than a stolen credit card, which people find weird. But if someone steals your credit card, you can cancel it and you can get a new card. But if someone steals your identity, that's a much bigger problem. Your birthday doesn't change. Your medical history doesn't change. And your social insurance number doesn't change, for example. So your personal information can be used for identity theft, insurance fraud, highly convincing phishing attacks, or combined with information from other data breaches, which are easily found on the dark web. They can build an even more complete picture of who you are. And here's something that surprised me when I first got into cybersecurity, is that sometimes the hackers don't even care about the patient records. They're after the business itself. And, the way it happens is alarming, right? I mean, time and time again, when I'm called in after something bad has happened, it's pretty much the same story. Someone arrives into their practice in the morning and the patients are already waiting, phones are ringing. You're trying to grab a coffee and you sit down to your computer and there's nothing but a message. A message, for example, in a ransomware where it says your files have been encrypted. So you don't have access to your appointments. You don't have any treatment notes, no x-rays. You can't bill insurance. You can't even see your schedule or look up a patient's phone number. So, this is enormous stress and downtime. And every hour costs an extraordinary amount of money. But I mean, there's another thing that's could be even somewhat immeasurable, and that is that it's really damaging to your patient trust. In some cases, these cyber criminals try to extort the dental practice for money. To say, if you don't pay me, I'm going to release this information onto the internet. But there are now cases where the hackers are going directly to patients and saying, I saw your records from Dr. So-and-so, your psychiatrist, and I've got them. Here's a sample. And if you don't pay me directly, as a patient, I'm going to release your information. So these extortion attacks are not just limited to a business or a dental practice alone. They do go after people individually. And I think the thing is too, is that cyber criminals know that just like when someone's in pain, waiting isn't really an option. The same's true when an entire dental practice can't function. So um, now that we've got the fear stuff out there, I want to talk about solutions because it's not all doom and gloom. Most cyber attacks, they don't start with sophisticated hackers breaking through firewalls necessarily. They can start quite often with something very ordinary, just someone even clicking a phishing email. Humans are often the mode of transportation for these cyber criminals to just get inside the office. And someone clicks a phishing email or they reuse the same password they've been using for years. Perhaps we ignored a software update, or um, nobody tested the backup, or nobody made sure that the backup would not be infected with um, the cyber attack when it happened. So a lot of this is about people. Um, and so I think it's easy to hear everything that's happening in the media and say, well, human error is the number one reason for cyber attacks. Humans are responsible for X amount of breaches. But, I kind of just view that as something good, because if humans are the problem, humans are also the solution. And awareness, skill building, confidence building, training little bits at a time. And let's face it, tech skills are now basic life skills. If you don't have a phone or a computer, you don't have to do it. But if you do have any technology, you need these skills just to keep you, even yourself, safe, right? So um, we can build on that, and we can make the world a safer place just by helping people understand, right? So um, I think we do need to do more when it comes to training and awareness. It is largely about people, and we do need to do a better job to not just to protect our business, but protecting the trust that your patients place in you every day. So, if there's one thing I hope you take away from today's episode, is that your dental practice doesn't have to be the easiest target on the block. A few simple steps can dramatically reduce your risk. Thank you for spending time with me today. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone who works in healthcare, especially dentistry. If you'd like to know how your own practice stacks up, I've put together a quick cybersecurity assessment that gives you an instant risk indicator. You'll find the link in the show notes. Until next time, protect your patients, protect your practice, stay safe out there.